Howdy! How's everybody out there in YouTube land tonight? I hope this finds you well. Lord have mercy. We're into June. We're almost to summertime, and the world just keeps spinning. I keep waking up above ground. I don't know why, but every morning I'm like, well, crap, here I am again. And then the devil, I hear him holler, oh, hell, she's up. So it is what it is.
It is
Man.
What it is. I welcome June. I like June.
Yes, the weather's warming up some. That's nice. I've had to turn the air conditioner on in the house because can't get any sleep if I'm too hot. That's just not going to fly for me. So yeah, I've had to turn the air conditioner on. And even then, Scarlett, she is complaining because she don't think that I'm keeping it cold enough to suit her. And so she just sits there and just pants and pants and pants like she's about to die. And I'm like, look, girl, it's like 70 degrees in this house. That is not hot. I realize she got a little fur coat on, but you just gonna have to suck it up and get over it.
She's a drama queen.
Oh my God! Talk about spoiled, especially since Shadow's departed. Now she gets all the attention, and she's on the couch with me last night, and I was sitting there trying to type on the laptop, and she kept taking her nose and hitting my elbow, smacking the hell out of me. You need to be petting me. You need to pet me. It's hot in here.
Poor puppy. End of the world for her.
I said, look here, Miss Spoiled, you need to just sit back and relax and just take it all in. Just relax. We'll get through this.
Give her some ice cubes to chew on.
Oh, well, I did better than that. I got her some nice cold chicken out of the refrigerator and fed it to her a piece at a time. I offered it to her in her bowl. Oh, no, we not having that. You expect me to stick my nose down there in the bowl and eat that chicken? Oh, no. You're going to feed that to me one piece at a time is what you're going to do.
Oh, I wanted to ask the audience, how's my audio level compared to Brenda's? Are we about
Well, you're a little low.
I'm low? Okay. How about now?
That's a little bit. Much. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Yeah.
All right. Hi, everyone.
We got some folks out there in the chat. We got Jim Bashir's out there. We got Frenzy Wicked Truth is out there. And let's see, Harnell Media. That's Steve. Good to see you, Steve. Arlene Adkinzel is in the house. Good to see you. Hope everything's going well for you in your neck of the woods. And need every Bashir's? Yeah, yes, okay. I said him first. He's the first and in the room. Be sure y'all like this and share. Did I say share?
I think you did. Better say it one more time to be safe.
Share. Get this out there. We'll have a giveaway after a while if we can get some folks in the house.
Woohoo.
You never know what I'm liable to grab up here and offer to give away. So, it is what it is.
Awesome.
Well, what's going on in Matt's world?
Well, I just got done mowing the lawn because it's going to rain here tomorrow.
Your daily lawn mowing?
Yeah. My lawn is immaculate.
I wish I lived next door to you.
I don't.
I'll be out there.
A few states away is like the right distance between you and Brenda.
I'd be out there in my yard with a machete. Hacking my way through.
My goodness.
Get over to your house, say, I need to borrow a cup of sugar.
I appreciate lawns that look horrible next to my immaculate lawn because it just makes mine look even better.
Tony asked me the other day if he needed to mow the yard, and I said, no, don't worry about it this week. So, it's getting a little shaggy. I was looking at it today. I thought, well, it could use to be mowed, but he ain't going to come over here just to mow my yard. He'll get it on his next go-around, probably be over the weekend. Yeah. But, Lord, we got Simply Wooden Creations in the house. He's watching from the shop. He's out there doing something in his shop, making something.
Oh, boy. There's a good chance he's on the scroll saw.
Well, I doubt that. I think he's probably on that brand new laser thing that he's got.
Sweet. Very
They
good.
probably out there revving it up, doing something.
Nice.
And Arlene said she got the necklace that I made, and
good.
that's she likes it. She says it's pretty, so yeah, she likes it. Oh, he's cleaning up the shop.
I see. See, I don't do that. I just let the sawdust lay.
Man, I tell you what, I'm so sick of cleaning. I've been trying to clean up this house. I'm trying to get to the point where I can move the studio to the new studio. And I was telling Matt before the show, I've got one of them but first going. You know, but first you got to do this, and then you got to do that, so you can do this before you can do that, and then you can do that. And I can't seem to get the first one done for something going haywire. I'm like, Lord.
Get a list and check it off as you go.
I can't even get to the list because, you know, every time I turn around, it's something new, you know, some other foolishness going on that seems to be above and beyond my control. I'm about ready just to, you know, put a big sign up saying, don't even.
My content's been doing really good, Brenda. I've been publishing some videos, and each video I published, it's ranked 1 out of 10 of my last 10 videos. So I've really been dialing it in. People are watching them the whole way through. People are clicking on them. I think this YouTube thing's gonna work out.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, there's gonna be another Hever Haven go up tonight.
Oh, nice. Nice.
I never get through giving out free advice.
Oh, that's good.
And I said it was free, didn't say it'd be good.
I'm going to make another video with my light up piano keyboard over the weekend. I'm working on Lady Gaga.
Yeah.
It's just a short little couple licks, but it's really cool. So
there's a lot of people that would like to lick Lady Gaga, but I ain't one of them.
She played the vampire in that series that has the scary stuff. What's it called? I forget what it's called. But it has the same actors, and each season they play different roles. And
yeah,
it has a American Horror Story. That's it. Lady Gaga was the lead in one series, like a season of TV shows. So there was like 20 episodes. She was really good. Really, she is a good actress, and I'm particular about that. I like good acting. You wouldn't know that about me, but I do.
I will give her this much. She is very talented. I do not necessarily agree with the direction that she takes some of her talent. I think, you know, she's a little like maybe way over the top with some of the stuff that she does. Well, I would go as far as to say vulgar with some of the stuff that she does. But, you know, I will say that she is very talented. I just wish she'd kind of redirect some of that. There's right and wrong ways to do things. And I think that she would probably make a lot more for herself if she would, you know, cut back on the vulgarity.
There's a lot more in in that direction, way far past her, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she's not their queen. She might like to be, but she's not. But, you know, she's a little over the top for me.
Yeah, I mean, she's a superstar for sure. She's printing her own money.
Yep.
And but I like it. Doesn't matter how much fame someone has. It matters if they have talent.
Yeah.
And I like people who have talent, no matter how big they are. I mean, if you have talent, I like that. And
well, hopefully she'll be able to adapt all that talent as she gets older, because as you get older, your looks are not what they used to be.
Yeah. And
she won't have that working for her forever.
Well, look at Madonna's career. Madonna was it in the 80s and 90s. I mean, she ruled those decades.
And well, Madonna is not what she used to be.
I know. Well, here's the thing with Madonna. she put out that coffee table book with her in nude. She was nude.
Mm-hmm.
And it sold like hotcakes. And then years later, there was a short movie, like a short story. It wasn't a whole 2-hour film, and it starred her, and it was really revealing. They didn't print it. She was too old. Just like she couldn't pull it off. They threw it out. They couldn't publish it. I was like, that's harsh.
Well, Arlene put it well there in the chat. She says, I heard her sing at the Julie Andrews tribute. The woman can sing. I would like her a lot more if she wouldn't do interviews and keep her clothes on.
Yeah, I mean.
See?
Yeah. But,
I mean, I'm no prude by any stretch of the imagination, but, on the other hand, you have to keep a little bit to the imagination. Putting it all out there.
That's a valid argument. But,
yeah.
And she did the Super Bowl. She did halftime at the Super Bowl a couple years ago. That's not something everyone does, But,
well, I'm not impressed with the Super Bowl halftimes. Haven't been for many years now. The stuff that they put out there, just I don't find it entertaining.
Prince did a great one when he was alive in the pouring down rain.
Was it Purple Rain?
He did Purple Rain too. And it was pouring down rain, and they said to him, look, it's raining out. They checked in with him, and his response was, can you make it rain harder? I'm like, that is the right mindset right there. He was a rock star. I love
when you said he did Purple Rain, but it was raining. Was it raining Purple Rain?
Well, with the lights shot up on it, made it purple. But no, it was the typical acid rain that you would
say now. If they would have like purple rain, actual purple rain coming down in the stadium, that would impress me.
Matt, turn it up a bit. Us old guys are hard of hearing. All right, I'll go even louder. How about that? I'm even louder now.
Well, say something useful.
Check 1, check 2. Purple rain.
Give them something they can work with.
All right. 7 years ago.
Say something intelligent. You notice I say that and he don't say nothing.
Well, E = MC squared. Hypotenuse. Prince was so talented. Yeah, when he went to the record label, they were like, here's a sample of my song. And they're like, oh, that's really good. Who played drums? Who was on bass? Who's guitar? And he's like, me, and me. He did every instrument and just cut it together. It was only him.
Mm-hmm. Now see, that's extremely talented, but then he turns around and he puts on those pants that have the rear end cut out of them.
Well, he could pull it off. Because he could get the women. He could dress up with sort of a feminine flair to it and get the women. He was obsessed with women. Women threw themselves at Prince.
But see, I'm of the mindset where your naked hairy fanny is not doing anything for me. Just saying.
You're not the only one out there, Brenda.
Put your clothes on and sing, son. I do not need to see that.
I was talking to someone in the streaming community, and this woman was in Vegas, and they're like, Prince is going to perform, and it was like last minute. Like they advertised it like 2 hours before he went on in this small little venue in this club on top of one of these casinos, and she was front row center, and it was only like $65 to get in, and it was Prince. Like she could reach out and grab him. That's how close. A whole show. I was like, damn. Jealous.
And Jim Bashir says, just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should.
Well, that's true too. That's true too. But
But see, I
like
generally
talent.
break that rule at least once a day.
Yeah. See, well, Billie Eilish is another singer and songwriter, and she purposely wears baggy clothing, and she's got a killer body. Doesn't even show it.
Yep.
Just what she does. She's like,
Yep.
it's the music and the performance. That's
Right.
what I give people.
That's right.
And she's good too. And her sound is different. Like it's not a typical pop sound. I don't know how they arrange the songs, but it's very bass heavy and it's very different. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like talent.
Well, I mean, if you look back old days, let's take somebody like Lucille Ball. You never saw her with a coffee table book with all of her goodies exposed, And I saw her in an interview once where she was in an interview and her daughter, Lucy, was there. And the interviewer said something to Lucy about, have you ever considered doing any nude scenes in any of the films that you get involved in? And Lucy jumped in before her daughter could say anything and said, she doesn't need to do that. I've worked very hard so my children didn't have to sell their bodies.
Yeah. Good on them.
So, what kind of talent are you really putting out there? Yeah, I kind of look at it from a lot of different angles. What sort of talent is it that you're trying to sell me? Are you a good singer, or are you a good performer, or are you a good comedian? What exactly is it you're trying to sell me? Because if you're also running around without your clothes on, well, no, what kind of talent is in that? We've all pretty much got the same thing. Some of us may sag a little more than others, but
Yeah, I hear you. I appreciate good talent, and I look past all that stuff, especially in this day and age. Because if you want to see something on the internet, you can see whatever you want on the internet. Like I don't need that in movies or series, TV shows, or performances on stage. It's like because it's very accessible. We have the internet, so yeah, I'm very.
Well, you could just go to Walmart. I mean, Arlene said it there. She said chubby women in Walmart shouldn't be wearing flesh-colored leggings, but they do. Yeah. I mean, you can go to Walmart and see about anything. You don't even have to go to the internet. It's right in your backyard over at the Walmart store.
Arlene says some of the most beautiful women that men of all ages admire never showed their naughty bits.
Yep,
it's true. So true.
So true.
I'm glad I don't have daughters. I don't know what.
Well, the boys are almost as bad. Anymore, you can't hardly tell the difference. I told you about when I called up there at the precinct and turned them kids in for trashing my yard. They said, well, were they boys or girls? And I said, well, how do you tell?
Exactly.
I said, anymore, you're not allowed to ask, and you can't hardly tell by looking at them. I said, now, if I had to make an educated guess, I'd say there's 3 boys and a girl, but I ain't going to swear to nothing. The dispatcher was laughing. She knew it was true. It's funny because it's true.
It's funny because it's true. That's part of our mind equals blown mantra. We want true facts that will blow our mind.
Well, speaking of them true facts, I came up with some about summer.
Oh, you did?
Did you know that Americans eat enough hot dogs on July the 4th to stretch from Washington, D.C. to Los Angeles 5 times?
That's a lot of hot dogs.
That's more than 150 million hot dogs, according to the National Hot Dog and Sausage Council. Did you know there was such a thing as the American Hot Dog and Sausage Council?
No, how do I lobby to be on that board?
But that's not all. Between Memorial Day and Labor Day, Americans consume a whopping 7 billion hot dogs, or 118 every second. Or let me back up on that. 818 every second.
Oh my goodness. That's crazy.
And yet you have people saying, oh, I wouldn't eat hot dogs. I know what goes in them. No, I wouldn't have a hot dog. But look how many of them's consumed. I think somebody's lying.
Yeah. No, at the baseball game, they have a hot dog eating contest. I always volunteer to be in the hot dog eating contest just because I want to fill my belly. I'm not have any aspirations of winning. I'm like, free food at a ballpark? Come on. Food's expensive when you go out to see professional sports. They give me like 5 plates of them for free. I'll take it.
Did you know that
Jim, that's
term,
true.
the term dog days of summer comes from astronomy?
No.
This phrase wasn't inspired by lethargic, overheated pups. The dog in question is Sirius, the dog star, which rises in the sky during late July as part of the greater dog constellation, according to National Geographic. To the Greeks and Romans, the dog days indicated the hottest time of the year, a period that was said to bring fever and other types of catastrophes.
Yeah, Sirius the dog. I gotcha. Oh, Anthony Ray Schaus is in the house. Hello.
Anthony Schaus is in the house.
Yes, he is. Welcome. Glad to have you back here. Always good to see you, my friend.
Glad to have you in the room. I always like to say Anthony. I love his name. Anthony Schaus in the house. Jim Bashir says, fact, Lucille Ball was once fired from an ice cream store because she couldn't remember to put bananas in the banana splits. I'll tell you another interesting fact about Lucille Ball. Did you know she collected pencils? No. She hoarded pencils. They said that when she passed away, she had closets that were filled with nothing but pencils.
What was her obsession with them? Anyone know?
I don't know. She had this obsession about pencils.
That's crazy. Pencils are one of those products where they can only be manufactured in insane quantities to make it business viable. You know, like you can't open up shop and make 10,000 pencils and then like you've got to cost all of the materials and how you source them and all that. It's like it doesn't make financial sense unless you're making hundreds of thousands of them an hour.
Since many of the school children now use computers to do their schoolwork, I've got to wonder, how has that impacted the pencil industry because of all the pencils and stuff that were generally bought as, part of the school stuff that they had to buy.
See, you're hinting at something that has repeated itself throughout history, because the piano industry, the piano manufacturers got hit hard when AM radio was a thing, because people wouldn't need pianos in their house to listen to music. They could come to, so it was, the piano industry was upset by AM radio, and then the candlestick makers with electricity, and the buggy whip and the buggy manufacturers with the internal combustion engine with the car. It's just like, come on, people, you have to adapt.
And Jim says that Lucille Ball smokes Chesterfield cigarettes, but since Philip Morris sponsored I Love Lucy, she hid her Chesterfields in a Philip Morris pack.
Got to play nice with the sponsors.
That's right. Got to give the sponsors what they want.
Dave Hart's here.
Hey, Dave, good to see you. Welcome, welcome.
Oh, that's funny, Dave. Yeah.
Let's see. I got another one here. The world's largest cruise ship is the length of 4 football fields. It's called it's Royal Caribbean's Harmony of the Seas is the name of the ship. It's composed of 18 decks and is around 1,200 foot long. A football playing field is 100 yards, which is 300 feet, making the ship 4 times longer than the NFL field.
Oh my gosh. Well, we were on some cruise ships, and the one was 9 decks, and then the other one was 14 decks. We thought that was massive. But yeah, that's a big ship. It's amazing that those things can stay in the water.
Can you imagine, walking that deck daily and it like 4 football fields and, walking up and down to get wherever it was that you need to go? Because you couldn't just, walk it once and be done. You'd have to, get back and, go to dinner and whatever other things you were doing there on the ship. That'd be a lot of walking.
That's a big ship for sure.
You better be somebody that can get around good or have some mobility scooter or something.
It's just amazing. All that steel can be on the water and not sink.
Yeah.
Because one, water is heavy, very heavy, and air is really it's just amazing that it works out like that. But
yeah, 1 gallon of water weighs 8 pounds.
A cubic foot of water?
No, 1 gallon.
No, but I'm just saying. But if you had 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot cube, that's 27 pounds. 27 pounds. If you had that like a brick of water that was 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot. Crazy. And I think a meter, 3 by 3 by 3, is over 2,000, almost 3,000 pounds. But that's some of the strongest things mankind has ever put together was air on water pushing up, clamping force, because nothing's stopping it, because it wants to seek the anyway.
Yeah, back when I was on the farm and was watering the rabbits, I'd have to carry the water in gallon jugs. I'd pack my little wagon full of the gallon jugs and drag it down through the barn and take a water bottle off, fill it up, and I tried the automatic watering systems, but that just wasn't going to work. The rabbits would always find a way to chew through the tubing and water be everywhere and nobody getting anything to drink. So I went back to the water bottles, but I figured out real quick how much a gallon of water weighed.
Oh yeah.
And I was working out, talk about muscles.
Mr. Doughboy 356 is here. Hi, Mr. Doughboy.
Hey, Mr. Doughboy, good to see you. Welcome.
Arlene says that's why I'm so heavy. I am full of water. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Yeah.
I'll go along with that. I don't even know where all the water comes from. I'm thinking, how could somebody expel that much out of their body and not be taking that much in?
That's a mystery, I suppose.
Aircraft
carrier, LOL, says Jim Bashirs. Yeah, I know.
Here's another one for you. Humans are scientifically proven to be happier in the summer. If you notice yourself feeling more chipper in the warmer months, you're definitely not alone. For 2011 study published in the journal Science, researchers looked at tweets of some 2.4 million people around the world for 2 years. They found that when the change in daylight was positive, the approach of summer, people posted significantly happier tweets than they did when the change in daylight was negative, approaching the winter solstice. And I'll agree with that. I mean, I just think summer's a happier time of year. You can get out more and do things more. You have to suffer in the cold. It's just a happier time of year. I wish that we could, they talk about global warming. Where in the heck is global warming? Because
it comes and goes.
in the wintertime, I was going through some pretty severe -0 temperatures here, and I could have used like some 70-degree weather through that. I'm thinking, where's your global warming? The longest barbecue on record lasted for 80 hours. No matter how epic your summer barbecue is, probably couldn't beat the longest one ever. Over the course of 80 hours or 3.3 days, Grill Master Jan Grief of Columbus, Georgia, cooked up 1,000 hot dogs, 558 burgers, 526 bonavars. That's some kind of a South African sausage. 104 pieces of chicken, 200 pieces of corn, and he set the record on April the 27th of 2014, according to the Guinness Book of World Records.
That's a lot of meat to be cooking.
How'd you like to slave over a stove for 3 days?
Not I.
Talk about sleep deprivation.
Yeah, that's not good for you. You'd go a little insane, wouldn't you?
I don't know that I'd want anything that anybody was cooking if they'd been awake that long.
Yeah, because sleeping, flipping the burgers.
Back when I was the president of the Amateur Radio Club, we had a big deal every summer, and they still have them, but I'm just not involved since I'm not really involved in radio anymore. But it was called Field Day, and our club always had it at my house. And it started on Friday with them setting up the equipment. And then Saturday and Sunday, they would work the radios, and somebody had to do all the cooking, which was generally me. And I know by the third day of all this, I was flat worn out. And I finally got it to the point where I had the grill out there. I said, look, you bring your own meat and stuff to put out there. And, you know, if you want me to, if you want to take up some kind of collection, maybe we could do ribs or something on Saturday night. And I will do the breakfast on Sunday morning. But everything else is going to be, you know, you bring your sandwiches, you bring your tater salad, you know, whatever it is that you want to bring. And, you know, it'll be in the refrigerator. You share it with everybody and, you know, but I'm not cooking my tail off for 3 days.
Right, right.
I put out a spread, though, that breakfast. You never seen such a breakfast in your life. It looked like a banquet hall when I put out all that breakfast out.
Sweet. I love breakfast food. Breakfast is the best meal of the day. I just love it.
Well, we'd have things that, you know, I guess most of them had never been exposed to some of this stuff. You know, I guess they was just used to cereal or bacon and eggs or something. But I'd make like fried apples. And I'd make French toast. I've got a special recipe for French toast that I do in the oven. And I'd make my special French toast. I make it with Texas toast.
Oh, yeah.
So I put out my French toast. I put out my baked apple or fried apples. And, you know, I do the sausage and the bacon and the eggs and the gravy and the biscuits. I make cat head biscuits. And I always used to laugh because most of these were Northerners and they'd never had cat head biscuits, you know. And so I tell them, yeah, they're cat head biscuits. I make them with real cat heads. Let's see.
Arlene says, back before pharma got their hooks into it, depression was treated with sunlight and vitamin D. And current research still proves that vitamin D deficiency causes depression.
Yep.
Yeah, get some sun on your face. It'll do you some good.
Put your sunscreen on and get out there in it.
Drink a glass of milk. Vitamin D.
You got to have some sunscreen anymore to get out in the sun because, you know, now you end up with skin cancer if you don't watch yourself.
Yeah, I'm very careful. People have called me a vampire because I avoid direct sunlight just if I can help it. Well,
I'm Irish. So, you know, I'm almost invisible. I'm so white. And I got to be careful because I'll burn and blister. I never tan. I just burn and blister and peel. And, you know, I've got to watch it because talk about sun sickness.
Right.
If you've ever had sun sickness, you don't ever want to get it again.
Right. No, especially if you travel, like if you're in the Bahamas or around the equator, it is much stronger. Even in Florida, much, much stronger because it's coming at you more direct since we're up on the 75th parallel. You know?
Yeah, some of the worst sunburns I ever got were in Florida when we go down there on vacation. I mean,
people don't realize it, you know, because like 4 hours in Pennsylvania is like 1 hour in Florida. And if you go even, you know, further, like in the Bahamas, then it's even more concentrated.
Yeah. The beach is like an oven. I mean, you get out there on that hot sand. Woo-wee.
Russ Meadows is here. Hi, Russ.
Hey, Russ. Good to see you. Welcome. We're going to do a giveaway here in a few minutes. How many we got in the chat?
6.
Well, y'all need to share this out. We need to get a few more people in here.
Yeah.
Share it out. Get it up on Facebook or Twitter or someplace.
Share.
Call your friends.
Good timing, says Russ. That's right. You got here at the right time.
Call your friends and invite them. Tell them we're going to do a giveaway over here. And we have a little fun here in a few minutes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's say, here's another fact for you. We'll do one more fact before we do the giveaway. There's an annual underwater music festival in the Florida Keys. There are plenty of music festivals to check out in the summer. But if you want to experience something truly unique, then head to the Underwater Music Festival at Loo Key Reef in Florida. That's Looe. Held annually for more than 3 decades, the festival includes a pre-selected radio playlist that is streamed live from underwater speakers to an audience of snorkelers and divers.
No way. Hey, Jerry's Machines is here. Hi, Jerry. Good to see you, my friend.
Hello, Jerry. Welcome, welcome, welcome. He says he gave it the office.
Underwater speak. That's weird because, well, not weird, but it's cool because sound travels further underwater.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's neat.
Yeah, you never get me underwater to hear it unless you force me.
Yeah, I try and stay out of the ocean. Things live in the ocean. Weird things.
Well, I figure whales are in there, and whales have to take a dump somewhere, and I don't think they come to land to do it. And I'm not interested in swimming around in their toilet. So, that's just me.
Yeah.
And I don't go to public pools either. So before everybody in the chat says, yeah, well, what about public? Yeah, I don't go there either.
At least they have something called chlorine in the pools.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like the wave machines at swim parks. Those are fun.
Maybe the salt in the ocean water is supposed to purify it. I don't know.
No.
Well, how about we do a giveaway?
All right.
Like it or not. You want to give the spiel?
I'll give the spiel. All right, everyone. Make sure you're not behind time. Make sure you drag playhead the whole way forward. Brenda has written down a number on a piece of paper. If you guess that number exactly, you will win. Don't guess yet. Brenda will say go. When she does, guess one time. And whoever gets it dead on, you win. Now, when she writes this number down, she's not writing it in digits. She's writing it as words. And just to make me a little more aggravated, she goes crazy with capitalization because she knows I'm a publishing professional and I don't like when things aren't capitalized properly. So she, on purpose, goes crazy with capitalization. As a bonus gift, to win a bonus gift, you can guess another number with your entry. And if you guess the number of capital letters correctly, you will win a bonus prize. There will be 4 prizes presented after the winner is chosen, and you can pick your prize, and Brenda will ship it out anywhere in the United States for free. If you live outside the United States, you can still play and either pay for shipping or you can re-gift it to someone in the chat. Super chats help pay for the shipping. Brenda is on a fixed income, and every little bit helps with the shipping. All of her AdSense goes into funding this endeavor, and we're thankful she does this for the community. Carrie Mace dropped in. Hi, Carrie.
Hey, Carrie.
All right,
how's
so
the kitty cats?
Go ahead.
I was asking him how the kitty cats are.
Oh, okay. What's the range of numbers people can pick from?
Between 60 and 69.
Okay. Now, don't start guessing until she says go. And then remember, you want to put your number and then put a slash and then put another number for the
Bonus.
The bonus. Okay. When you're ready.
Go.
All right. Start guessing. Jerry picked the number I was going to pick.
We got a
know,
winner, I
Jim,
think.
yeah.
What's Arlene got up there?
Arlene has 63.
We got a winner.
Arlene, you are the winner. Congratulations. And there's 6 capital letters. She chose 7. She missed the bonus by 1, but you won the prize, Arlene. Congratulations.
All right. Well, let's see what we got here. We've got a dream catcher that I made.
Look at that.
There's
that's
a
really
dream
nice.
I wish I could make it show up a little bit better. I need something dark behind it, and I don't have anything dark here.
No, it looks good.
There's the dream catcher. It's got blue feathers on it. And let's see. We've got little treasure chest box that I decorated up and painted on the inside. You can put your little goodies in that. And let's see. We've got one of the dragon's eyes that I painted. This one's glittery. I don't know if that'll show up on camera very good or not.
That's a sort of a different style than your other ones. I like that.
It's a glittery one.
Yeah.
And
Frankie
then we've
CNC is here. Hi, Frankie.
Hey, Frankie. Good to see you.
She always wins, says Carrie Mays.
Not always. She did last week. Says, you got to return. She must be on the same wavelength as me. I don't know if you've got ear pods or not, but I got this cute little ear pod case that is a Ben and Jerry's. And I like it because it's got the little cows on it. But we got the Ben and Jerry's ear pod case, and it's got this hootenanny that you put it on your keychain with.
It's called a carabiner.
Or a hootenanny.
Or a carabiner.
They love me at the hardware store or the auto parts store.
A thingamajig.
I made one of them thingies that goes on the whatcha-jiggy. Oh, shoot. So let's see. That was 4 items. So tell me which one you want, honey, and we'll get her out to you. She says she wants the dragon's eye. So we will give her the dragon's eye. All right. But yeah, we do this every week. So if y'all missed out this week, well, come back next week and we'll have something else up here.
Drop a thumbs up for Brenda, please. That helps the channel.
So I put Arlene's name on this one, and I'll wrap it up after the show. There we go. Looks good to me. All right. Well, let's see. Let's get another fact up here. The number of whales spotted near New York City has increased by 540% since 2010. And that's a really, really good thing, thanks to cleaner waters, which are a result of several environmental policies, including the Clean Water Act, the Endangered Species Act, and the Marine Mammal Protection Act. The number of whales, mostly humpbacks, spotted in the waters off New York City has risen from just 5 sightings in 2010 to 272 in 2018, according to the nonprofit Gotham Whale.
That's good. Whales are awesome creatures.
I saw them swimming off the coast of California when I was in California. Many years ago. How old does a whale get to be? Does anybody know?
I don't know that answer.
If anybody has done any research or knows anything about whales.
Oh, Jim Bashir's $20 super chat. Thank you, Jim.
Woohoo! Thank you.
And thank you, Jerry, for the $5 super chat.
Yeah, we had another one back there. Yeah, the $5 super chat. Hey, every penny that I get from the AdSense goes toward the giveaways on this channel. So, none of it's going to waste. We put it right back out into the community.
I'll get some super chat lights going here.
Woohoo!
There we go.
Do the super chat dance.
Oh, my octopus is dancing.
Even he's getting in on the act.
Yep. Isn't she cute? It's a she.
What'd you name yours?
Inky.
Okay, you got Inky and I've got Pinky. Who got Stinky?
No, it's Inky, Pinky, Blinky, and Clyde. Inky is the red one.
You know there's a Stinky out there somewhere.
Not in the Pac-Man ghost world, but I'm sure one of them gets stinky from time to time.
Speaking of Stinky, I watch this one guy on YouTube that he has horses and trains horses and gives horse advice and stuff. And he put up a video yesterday, and out in his shed, some skunks had moved in. So he's having a war with these skunks, trying to get them to leave. And he sprayed, what was it he sprayed? Pepper spray. And then he put down cayenne pepper all around where they're going underneath the shed thing there, you know, to nest. And he put cayenne pepper down. And so the skunks, in retaliation, sprayed all over this pepper spray to kill the smell of it.
Backfired.
And so he said, I guess I'm going to have to get me one of them smoke grenades or something, throw in there to run them out. I'm thinking, look, take anything of any value out of the shed and just torch it. Because that's the only way you're going to get rid of them now, unless you catch them out, you know, where you can take the pew-pew to them.
Yep. Nuke the site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Arlene asked me if I need her to send her address again. If you wouldn't mind, that would probably save me some time digging back through messages and stuff to find it. It'd be helpful. Save me a few minutes.
There were skunks on City Island. There's a small island out in the middle of the river, right besides the Capitol complex in Pennsylvania. And there's a baseball field. That's where my minor league baseball team plays. And somehow skunks got on that island and they just duplicated and bred, and it was overrun with skunks. And one time skunks got on the field and those players were scattering. They were like, we're not playing. and the groundskeeper came out and was kicking the gravel, because, you know, there's like a gravel, you know, pathway, and the grass doesn't go all the way up to the wall. And I was like, man, you're gutsy. That thing's going to spray you. But it didn't. It didn't. He was kicking the gravel, trying to get it to go toward the corner where it could get out. And it did get out, and it didn't spray. It's a miracle. But they were everywhere. You know, how does an animal like that get on? The only way to get in is to go over the highway. There's a highway going in, you know, going across it. But other than that, they can't swim. It's nuts. It
was probably a young one, because young ones don't spray. If it's an older skunk, you're going to get hit. When I went and took over the farm, when my dad had his stroke, it had a colony of skunks. And they kill my chickens. They wouldn't eat them. They just kill them. And I tried my best to put up wire walls and everything around these chickens to keep the skunks out. And it didn't matter what I did. Them skunks would get in and kill my chickens. And so I waged war, and I took out 15 skunks. But man, I tell you what, that is the stinkingest mess ever. Because once you blast them, they let loose. And it just gags you. It is just so strong. You know, because you have to remove the carcass. You can't just leave it laying there in the barn. You know, you got to get it out of there because you got work to do. And oh Lord, it's just hateful. Absolutely hateful. But I got 15 of them in 1 year.
Did that take care of it?
That took care of the problem.
Nice.
But yeah, you don't want them things coming in and taking over. They may look pretty, but let me tell you, they can be extremely destructive, and the odor. My mother tried to domesticate a couple of them when I was a kid. My dad had found them when he was mowing hay in the field and brought them up to her, and she kept them. They didn't smell for a long time because they was babies. she couldn't get a veterinarian to descent them for anything in the world. No way. I ain't having nothing to do with descent, no skunks. So she ended up having to take them to the woods and turn them loose. They'd still come around and visit once in a while, and since we knew who they were, when they come around, because they always wanted a, free meal, we were okay. Didn't get too close, but,
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't want them wild ones messing with you. Shoo!
I watched this mousetrap channel on YouTube, mostly for the engineering for the mousetraps, because I like how they're engineered.
Mm-hmm.
But he'll take the carcasses and put them out in the woods with a cam and see what animals come and eat, all the dead mice. And it's a lot of skunks, foxes, owls, possums, all kinds of big critters come. And skunks are among the ones that will come and feast.
Yep. So here's another fact for you. One of the most stunning meteor showers of the year peaks in mid-August. If you're an avid stargazer, you'll be excited to learn that the most visible annual meteor shower takes place in the summer, according to NASA. Active between July the 14th and August the 24th, the Perseids shower.
Perseid.
Perseids? Okay.
Perseids.
All right. Shower peaks around mid-August. At that time, up to 100 meteors will streak across the sky every hour at a speed of 37 miles per second. The Perseids are the best viewed in the northern hemisphere during the pre-dawn hour, so you might want to schedule an early morning adventure.
Yeah, we're usually at the beach at that week range, and we look for the Perseid meteor shower, and they all seem to come out of like one spot in the sky, and it's like a dot. There's like a hole in the like an area of the sky, and they all come out that way, and pew pew pew. It's cool. Yeah, the Earth slams, like there's this trail of garbage, and the Earth runs into it every year, and that's where they all come from. They just rain down.
Yeah, every once in a while, if I'm out in the evening, after dark in the backyard, watching the sky, I'll see falling stars. I don't think that I've ever seen a meteor, but I've seen falling stars. Used to, when I was working and driving, I'd leave the house like 3 o'clock in the morning to get wherever I needed to be by 8 o'clock in the morning. And when you're driving at dark, in the dark like that, it's not unusual to see lots of falling stars in the wee morning hours.
I was driving on the highway home from work, broad daylight. I mean, it was like 6:30 in the evening, but the sun was still, it was summertime. And I saw something screaming across the sky, and it was leaving a smoke trail. I put on my brakes and I swerved to the berm, because it was actually very far away, but it looked close, but it was screaming. And then it was like all this white, and it was gone. And like, that's where the smoke stopped. It must have just disintegrated. And I didn't hear anything. I was in my car, but yeah, like, because you look up in the sky and you see where the planes go by, and you kind of see how they're moving across the sky. It was, I was like, oh, it's gonna hit. But it did. I've never seen anything like that. And the smoke trail stayed. It was like, it was crazy. I looked on the news, and it was reported in the news. Tunguska. No, it wasn't Tunguska. That's in Russia. There's actually some theories about that. They think there's a theory that it wasn't a meteor that hit. Are you familiar with the Tunguska explosion?
No.
This wooded area in Russia. Something exploded in the atmosphere, and all the trees laid down. in all directions. You know, like wherever it was, directly underneath it, the trees were standing straight up, and then they all went like this, and it was like that for miles. So whatever happened, it didn't explode on the surface, and it didn't explode in the stratosphere. It was at the right height off the ground to do maximum damage. It was like a nuclear explosion. They think here's the theory.
Okay.
They think it wasn't a meteor, but instead it was Nikola Tesla testing his death ray from the United States. Whatever it was supposed to go over the ice caps and crack the ice sheets in the North Pole, but he overshot it and it went to Russia and it blew up over to Gustav. And then Tesla was like, okay, I'm going to scrap this test. And he never unveiled that. He says it's too dangerous for mankind. But they think it was a failed Nikola Tesla experiment that he launched up to the. He was supposed to, whatever it was supposed to do, was supposed to do it over the poles, but it went too far. It went over to Russia. Yeah.
I was going to say maybe it was the mothership taking off. You know, because they're saying now that, you know, there's UFOs. They don't know what they are. They don't know who they are or what it's all about. They're saying, yep, they're out there. They're admitting it now.
You know, it's like people are like, would you just tell us already? Like, come on. Mankind is ready to know.
I can't believe that with all the technology that we have, that if there is something out there that we don't know a little bit more about it than we do.
It's like, how arrogant do you gotta be to think we're the only ones?
Yeah.
It's just, it makes no sense whatsoever. Because the same stuff here is out there. We've sent probes everywhere. You know, gravity exists everywhere. You know, we look, everything's oxygen, carbon, methane, nitrogen, helium. It's all the same stuff everywhere. So it's like, if this happened here, if we happened on Earth, can it happen else? Anyway.
The chat is hilarious. Nabart says, I can see Russia from my house. Jim Bashir says, was that theory in this month's Flat Earther Journal, Matt, about Tesla?
I without hesitation make fun of flat earthers. I think that's the stupidest thing ever. We've been to space. We can look at. Here's the thing about the flat earthers. Even if you think it's true, they admit Mercury is a sphere, Venus is a sphere, Mars is a sphere, Jupiter, they're all sphere. Why would just the Earth be a disk and everything else a sphere? It makes no sense. Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, you know, how do you explain the photos that have been taken from space station and all the satellites? And yeah, you know, I'm like, no, I don't buy the flat Earth thing. We're not a pizza.
they have home footage of people with big telescopes just making a video of the moon, just zoomed up on the moon. And there's all these crafts come off the surface and then start going around. It's like so obvious. And they got another one where there's this black triangle, because they know how big the features on the moon are. Yeah. And they're like, this thing's like 3 miles wide. It's this big black triangle. It's just doot-de-doot-de-doot-de-doot going across the front of the moon, not the dark side where we can't see, like it's just and it's not something like in the sky, like it's on the surface, like you could see the shadow cast on the surface of the moon. Like it wasn't like in the atmosphere. It's like, hello, like just look up. You know what else is fun? Get yourself one of those infrared cameras and just point it up to the sky and hit record. Then just watch the footage back, because a lot of things just give off heat. They're not visible with the eye, but they're hot, and they show They show up. Anyway.
My late husband was real big into that. Gosh, I can't remember the name of it. I've been sitting here, trying to get the wheels to spin. Where they were trying, you monitor the atmosphere for sounds of other beings or extraterrestrials or whatever. And if you were the lucky person that actually recorded something that was broadcast and could turn it into them, then they give you some money, or you won some kind of an award or something. It's been so long ago, I can't remember what all the particulars were about it, but he had a particular channel frequency that he would monitor all the time. Just, try to get some beeping or whooping or whatever they do. I mean,
the SETI is listening for.
That's it, SETI.
Yeah, that's. But then you've to buy into that, you'd have to buy into they're communicating with the waves of the frequencies they're listening to, and that's that moves at the speed of light. That is very, very slow when you're talking about cosmic distances. Mm-hmm. And we know about entangled particles, where if you alter one, the other one equally alters, no matter how much distance there are. So think about that. You put those in a radio that looks at that little molecule that's wiggling, and you could do a 1 or a 0. What's computer code? It's all ones and zeros. You could have a walkie-talkie with this technology separated all the way across our galaxy, and you could talk in real time because of entangled. So there's already, like, that's how you would communicate between vast. You wouldn't send sound waves, or you wouldn't send some sort of signal through the megahertz spectrum, because that only travels at the speed of light. And the closest sun besides our own is 4 light years away. Why would you talk to someone with a 4-year gap? That's if you're at the closest one. I mean, all the good stuff happens 100 light years away from us. Anyway.
What was the name of that movie that Richard Dreyfuss was in?
Close Encounters.
Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Because all I could get was third. I couldn't come up with the rest of the name of the movie. But yeah, while you saying that, the thing that was playing in my head was that do 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 do.
Yeah, and that audio snippet, like, it leaves off a note. That's why it feels so weird and alien. Is because if you're composing music, you wouldn't leave that last register empty. Like, you would fill it. So it kind of helped played into the anyway. Yeah. The consultant for that movie was a high-ranking intelligence officer. Like, they had, they
know more than they're telling us.
Oh, faux show.
I was really rooting for him to go out west, wherever that place is. Last year, they was talking about how they was going to go, and
Area 51.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had the party out there.
Yeah.
They were talking. The guards were getting real chummy with them. They were real friendly because there's guards out there. It is an active military base. They've disclosed that now. They used to will not confirm nor deny, but I think it was Bush W. or said, okay, it's a real base out there now. Yeah, you do not want to go on that property. They'll mess you up.
But see, I was really rooting for them. Get in there and get the dirt, and let's see what they got.
There's no way anyone can breach that base on foot. They have so many tactics. First of all, just to walk, just to cover the distance, just on foot, is an exhausting experience. And if you're doing it at night, it's freezing freaking cold in the desert. People don't realize it gets ice freaking cold without the sun, and then it gets blazing hot. It's a hostile environment. So one, you'd have to just have enough strength to make it there. Then all of the annoyances they could throw at you, you would never get there. It would never happen.
Yeah, Jim says Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, say no more. Yeah, I used to live, fairly close to Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Dayton, Ohio area. I had friends that lived right there in Fairborn, the Wright-Patterson town.
Well, I know someone that was a high ranking in NORAD. NORAD monitors the airspace over all of North America. So Mexico, United States, and Canada, they see it all.
I've got another fact for you here. The Eiffel Tower gets 6 inches taller in the summer. If you want to see the Eiffel Tower in all of its glory, then you might want to head to Paris in the summer. That's because the 1,062-foot monument is more than 6 inches taller in the heat, thanks to thermal expansion, which causes the iron structure to expand, according to the Los Angeles Times. Even crazier, once the sun sets, the tower begins to shrink again.
That's cool.
So I guess that gives some credence to shrinkage.
There's this odd copyright legal thing with the Eiffel Tower where it's illegal to take a photo of it lit up at night.
Yeah.
That's why all the Eiffel Tower pictures are in the daytime with it not illuminated. I don't know what the legal precedence is, but it's crazy.
Yep, I've heard that one. And then here's another one. The biggest bonfire ever was 14 stories tall. It takes skill to build a successful bonfire, or perhaps just a lot of lighter fluid, but you'd need to be a real pro to light one that could top the biggest bonfire ever recorded. On June the 25th of 2016, after 3 months of construction, the world's largest bonfire was lit in Ålesund, Norway. It burned for 2 days and reached a height of 155 feet and 5.9 inches, according to the Guinness Book of World Records.
That's a big fire.
You could roast a lot of weenies on that.
I saw a special on Burning Man. You know about Burning Man?
Oh, yeah. I've had friends that's gone to Burning Man.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, there is.
We need a whole new episode talking about that.
Yeah, I had a friend that would go every year to Burning Man and get body painted.
Yeah.
Every year. Yeah.
Jim Dockrell's here. Hi, Jim.
Hey, Jim. How's all the midgets out there in the baptismal pool?
Yeah. I don't think we're going to be on here much longer, Jim, but it's good to see you, my friend.
Let's see. Arlene said, we had the contracts maintaining the cooling for the film vault at the Goddard and Pentagon. Nothing is quite as uncomfortable as working while surrounded by armed guards. Well, I don't know. I mean, you should feel pretty safe as long as they ain't pointing them at you.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Midgets went into the new septic system.
Funny stuff.
I leave him some good comments on his videos. I can just see him now when he sees that he's got some comments and looks and sees that my name's down there. I can just see him yelling. Here she comes again. Well, I think we've kept him on here about long enough, so we'll let y'all go. There's going to be a Heifer Haven come out tonight. Matt will be doing his show on Monday night at All Things YouTube at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Russell will have his Simply Wooden Creations show Saturday night at 8 p.m. I will not be there this week. I have another commitment. And Let's see. I guess then the only thing else is just we'll be back here next week if the Lord's willing and do another giveaway.
Yep.
So
Lord
tell all
willing,
your
the creek
friends,
don't rise.
bring everybody that you know, and let's have a good time because you never know what's going to be said here.
Oh, Jeff Robinson just stopped in. Hi, Jeff. Drop a like. We're ending the show, but we're glad you're here.
Eat more beef. No, it's eat more chicken. Leave them heifers alone.
You heard her.
So we'll let y'all go for this week, and we'll see you back here next week. Same time, same channel.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, y'all.
Have a good one.